History books are often misleading. They show us marble statues and golden cathedrals. They tell us about the genius of the Renaissance. But they rarely ask who paid the bill. And more importantly, where did that money come from? Welcome to the story of the Medici. To understand them, you must understand the world they lived in. In the 15th century, money was a dangerous thing. The Catholic Church had a strict rule against usury. Lending money at interest was not just a business practice. It was a crime against nature. Theologians argued that interest was selling time. And since time belongs to God, selling it was theft from the Creator. Bankers were considered worse than murderers. They were denied a Christian burial and destined for the deepest circles of hell. This was the problem facing the Medici family. They were originally nobodies from the countryside, but they discovered a loophole in the system. They invented the bill of exchange. On paper, they were not charging interest on loans. They were simply exchanging currency between countries. But by manipulating exchange rates, they hid their profits. It was the first offshore banking system in history. With this hidden wealth, Giovanni de' Medici built a foundation, but it was his son, Cosimo, who turned money into a weapon. Cosimo de' Medici is the godfather of the hidden state. He rarely held public office. He didn't wear a crown or carry a sword. He simply held the debt of every powerful man in Florence. When it came time to vote, people didn't vote for their conscience. They voted for their creditor. Cosimo realized something profound about power. It is better to be the one pulling the strings than the puppet on the stage. But such power breeds jealousy. The rival families, like the Albizzi and the Papacy, wanted them dead. This rivalry turned the streets of Florence red. The Papacy conspiracy even attempted to murder the Medici inside a church. They stabbed Giuliano de' Medici to death during Easter Mass. Think about the audacity of that act. Murdering your rival in front of the altar of God. But the Medici survived, and survival required better PR. They needed the world to forget their ruthless business tactics. So they began the greatest rebranding campaign ever seen. We call it the Renaissance. They poured millions into the pockets of Donatello, Botticelli, and Michelangelo. The famous Dome of Florence was not just an architectural marvel. It was a giant billboard for Medici wealth. They were washing their blood money with paint and marble. But Cosimo's grandson, Lorenzo the Magnificent, knew art wasn't enough security. Money can disappear. Armies can be defeated. But the church is eternal. The Medici decided on a hostile takeover of the Vatican. They realized that the Pope was the ultimate monarch of Europe. He could dethrone kings and start wars with a single word. So the Medici bought the position. Through bribery, influence, and strategic marriages, they succeeded. Giovanni de' Medici became Pope Leo X. The banker's son was now the vicar of Christ. Under Medici rule, the corruption of the Vatican reached its peak. Leo X famously said, "God has given us the papacy. Let us enjoy it." And enjoy it they did. They emptied the papal treasury on lavish parties and personal projects. To fill the vaults back up, they accelerated the sale of indulgences. This was a certificate that guaranteed your entry into heaven. The price depended on the severity of your sins. Murder, adultery, theft. Everything had a price tag. They were effectively selling real estate in the afterlife to fund their lifestyle on earth. St. Peter's Basilica, the heart of the Catholic world, was built with this money. Every stone in that building was paid for by the fear of hell. But this greed had a consequence. A German monk named Martin Luther looked at this corruption with disgust. He saw a banking family wearing the robes of saints. This sparked the Protestant Reformation. The Medici greed literally split the Christian world in half. Wars were fought, and millions died, all because a bank needed more liquidity. So, what is the legacy of the Medici today? Look around you. We live in a world where financial institutions are too big to fail. We see billionaires influencing politics from the shadows. We see art used as a tax haven for the ultra-rich. The Medici may be gone, but their logic remains. They taught the world a hard lesson. Morality is for the poor. Laws are for the middle class. But for the truly wealthy, there are no rules. There are only transactions. So the next time you admire the beauty of the Renaissance, remember this. Those paintings were not just gifts to humanity. They were the receipts of a crime, and we are still paying the interest. Does money still rule your world today, or have we finally broken free from the hidden logic? Tell us in the comments below.